Welcome to Outside the Ring. I am here with my guest, the Midwest Misfits.
How's it going, everybody? Ramirez here.
Chris Malvado.
Happy to be here on this podcast, man. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what got you guys into this world of wrestling?
You want to go off first? We have two different stories.
I guess I can go first. So really, to be honest, I've been watching pro wrestling my entire life, pretty much. I mean, as long as I can remember, since I was a little kid, my parents would put it on for me. Yeah, I just grew up watching wrestling, and at a young age. Sorry, my dog is over here being loud. At a young age,
Rolling down.
I knew that I wanted to be a wrestler. That was my dream. Like when my teachers and everything in school, people would ask me, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always wanted to be a pro wrestler. And it's not that I really ever had any doubt in myself or anything like that, but it just, at one point in time, it didn't really seem realistic, I guess I could say. So I didn't really picture myself being where I'm at right now. But pretty much one day, a friend of mine had reached out to me and I was talking to them, and he told me about Pure Pro Wrestling, where I train at now. And I signed up, got trained, and took me to where I'm at. So
Kind of similar story, being younger, watching wrestling, just like any other kid's fantasy. Good job. Sorry about that. Yeah, technical difficulties over here.
Good job.
I'm trying the best we can. I should have brought my laptop.
Oh, you're all good.
Just like any other kid's fantasy, wanting to be a wrestler was on the agenda, being in that world, but lost touch as I got older. But around the age of 21, I started watching wrestling again, and I think I've seen Drew McIntyre hit one of his poses, and I saw myself doing the same thing, and hearing about the Nightmare Factory or I'm forgetting some of the other schools' names that would get referenced on AEW. Looking into those didn't seem too ideal, so that caused me to look into schools in Michigan, and that's where I found Pure Pro Wrestling, and been training there for almost 3 years now.
And that's where we met, actually.
Yes, Chris and I, we met through Pure Pro Wrestling, and it's worked out for us ever since.
How did you guys get to teaming? Did you guys get paired up at one point, or did you guys want to team?
It wasn't our initial plan, but after we had started training, wow. Sorry about that. The dog, I'm not playing with you. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go. So, at one point in time, we had our chemistry had worked so well together that Joe Bird, our coach, shout out Xavier Justice, by the way, Camp Justice, he had asked us, was that our plan? He said, are you guys going to be a tag team? And we told him that no, we told him, like, that's not our plan. We weren't planning on it, but we're like, we will tag team. And that is how the Midwest Misfits was born.
Yeah. Yeah, originally, I came in the game alone, and I wanted to do it alone. And tag team wasn't on the agenda. And Joe would always talk about how he loved tag teams and how tag teams are probably more likely to get booked than a solo wrestler and such like that, because you don't come across a lot of tag team wrestlers. And if you do, most of the time they don't have good chemistry. So like I said before, getting into PPW, it worked out for us. Yeah. I remember Chris was trying to get me to play PlayStation with him for like the longest, and I didn't really play PlayStation like that. But pretty sure he just invited me over one time, and I said to hell with it, and came on through, and we just bonded really well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it helped. Look where you guys are now as a tag team, double tag champs.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Still feels like too early to have
Right,
something like this.
only being like a year and a half into our live show careers.
Mhm.
How does it feel not only having pure pro wrestling, but also chaos letting you guys be or acknowledging you guys as the head of their respective tag team divisions?
I mean, we appreciate Rob for the opportunity, because he's doing something that I like. He's wanting to put on a show, and he's wanting to give all these wrestlers opportunities, no matter where you're coming from. So for him to give us the recognition and the support, this kind of push behind us is terrific. But with PPW, no matter whether we have the titles now or we be sitting here without it we'd still be that tag team.
Mm.
PBW's our home.
Yeah, not only that, but we get that push, whether we're champions or not. So this is just like an
icing on the cake.
An icing on the cake. It's an honor, it's a stripe in
Yeah.
a way. They're both stripes, of course, but in perspectives of things. Being a student coming from the school and then getting the title and then also being booked for a company and then winning that title, they're both special feelings in a way.
For sure.
Different ways, yes.
Mm-hmm.
As he was saying, about Rob giving us that opportunity and stuff, we're grateful for that. Shout out Rob from Chaos.
Who were some of your guys' favorite wrestlers to watch, like growing up?
For me, I really was into the John Cena experience. I think any kid could agree with that.
That's right.
But to be away from that, I really liked Randy Orton growing up and Edge. I like those characters, and I think I really like the Undertaker as well. Now that I think about it, I had a lot of action figures of him, just like all different kinds of variants, more than anybody else.
For me, obviously, I'm big on the Hardy Boys. I guess anybody that knows me could probably tell that or sees that. Hardy Boys, like he was saying, John Cena. I was really big on John Cena growing up, whether I'd like to admit it or not back then. CM Punk. I've always been big on CM Punk. He might not be the most liked guy now, but he's always been one of my favorites. Yeah, Hardy Boys, John Cena, CM Punk was a big one for me. Rey Mysterio, of course, being small in size, being him similar size.
Mm-hmm.
Big inspiration.
Absolutely. And talking about the Hardy Boys, I see that you have like a Hardy Boys tattoo.
I do. Yeah, actually, I do have a Hardy Boys tattoo on my chest. Their logo, and then it is actually a Jeff Hardy quote too. It says "Dream to defy." Yeah. When I met Jeff Hardy, I actually showed him that.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see him. He kind of, I hate to throw him under the bus real quick, but he kind of marked out. I marked out.
Okay, yeah. Jeff Hardy's my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry.
It was exciting to see him happy like that.
I'm sure not many fans get an opportunity to meet their favorite wrestler.
I'm sure I would mark out too, in front of my favorite stars as well.
Did you guys meet him at Bound for Glory, or was that different?
Yeah. And we had a perfect opportunity at Bound for Glory. Actually, we showed up with no tickets, and we were able to get tickets from the box office, and they were second row tickets.
And we basically skipped the whole line too. On top of that,
yeah, skipped the whole line. We bought the tickets for dirt cheap, and we still got like the VIP experience, and that's how we were able to meet a few of the stars from TNA.
Yeah, like there was actually some guys behind me in line that told me that he had paid $500 for that package, and like we had just got it for dirt cheap,
like $60. Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah,
I'm like, I couldn't imagine paying $500 for this, and then somebody else in front of me is like, "Oh, I just paid $60."
Yeah, not that it's not worth it.
No,
yeah.
not that it's not
Oh,
working. It's just we
yeah. Me and
actually
my
we
dad
actually got
got
off to a
to,
good one.
not to cut you
Yes.
off, but when me and my dad got to the event, we already had our ticket and stuff, but we were looking online to see like second row, third row, front row, stuff like that, and the prices.
Yeah, most of the it's kind of risky doing that, but most of the time I've noticed for people they tend to go to the box office for shows and they can get tickets for a lot cheaper and normally for a lot better viewings as well. Just people cancel last minute.
Mm-hmm. Well, you talking or you throwing Chris under the bus about marking out and seeing Jeff Hardy.
Oh, here we go.
What is this?
There you go.
Hey,
Got to meet him too.
Oh wow,
hell
man!
yeah, dude.
I
Was
was
that
like
after the
too.
show?
Oh yeah.
That's great, dude. Right after they just won the belts too, dude. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. I was so hyped during that match. Ask him, bro. I was jumping up
Yeah.
on my chair. I was standing on my chair, jumping up and down when Jeff Hardy was doing the swanton bomb off the ladder. I
Yeah.
was so happy. My inner kid was
Yeah,
definitely
that
there
was my first time seeing the Hardy Boys in action
in
for as long
person.
as they've been wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Um. Yeah, I was up, standing up too when that match was going on after they won him, just doing the Jeff Hardy thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
doing the Jeff Hardy thing. I was going
That's all you
crazy.
can do, man. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And me and him, because the first match that or the match that got me hooked onto like wrestling was Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker.
Oh wow.
Raw
Okay.
2002 ladder match.
Yes.
Okay, that was a great match, actually,
Mm-hmm.
where he earned the respect.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah.
Undertaker and then just
Yeah,
collapsing
yeah.
after Taker
And then,
raised his
and then that awesome Extreme Rules match that they had on SmackDown in like 2009, where he came out with the face paint.
hand.
That was badass.
They had a lot more banger of a matches on weekly with the weekly episodes than they do now, huh?
Oh, back then?
Yeah.
For sure. I
Just
mean,
throwing out.
actually, now though, like they're coming back though. Like the last couple weeks, I've been watching Raw on this Netflix these last couple weeks. They actually starting to go crazy. The matches have been going good on
Yeah. It's nice to watch a match with some stipulations in it,
Yeah, instead of just regular matches on every match or every week.
I go back to watch like early 2000s, mid 2000s stuff. And I went back and I watched Armageddon 2008.
Okay, that was fire
Oh,
paper.
I can't recall.
That's where Jeff Hardy won the WWE
bingo.
Championship. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he won a triple threat match against Triple H and Edge.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Talking about going over.
yep. But he had worked hard for that though. Like there was so many times before that where he should have had been the WWE champion and they just screwed him over. Like he I want to say it was Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble when he went against Randy Orton for the WWE championship. They damn near
Yes.
put on a 5-star match. Like it was a banger match.
Oh,
And so many times that you just thought like Jeff Hardy's about to win this. Like Jeff Hardy's finally about to get his WWE championship. And then Randy Orton still wins. And it was just like, man. Like as a kid, at that moment in time, I hated Randy Orton. He's a legend now, and honestly, he's one of my favorites too to this day. Like I love Randy Orton, but I hated him right then. I was like, man.
twist of fate into the RKO.
Yes, that is exactly how the match ended. You thought Jeff Hardy was going. He had that twist of fate set up.
Yeah.
He turned him in for it, and then boom, RKO out of nowhere. And
The Apex Predator.
I was so pissed. But yeah. So he did have that big payoff eventually, though, when he got it from Triple H and Edge.
Who is someone or a tag team or single stars that you would want to face eventually?
Well, that is a good question.
Looking forward to Grim Reality.
We are looking forward to Grim Reality.
In February. What day is that? You remember?
I actually, honestly don't.
Yeah, sorry about that, Rob.
We're sorry. We have a lot. Hey, we have a busy schedule. We got a busy schedule. But yes, in February, we will be defending our Chaos Tag Team Championships against Grim Reality, and it will be our first match against them. I have worked one-on-one with Devin Riker. I have worked one-on-one with Devin Riker before, and we had a good match.
Yeah, I really like that match as well.
He went over.
He was at a private event of Horror Slam.
He got the best of me, big guy, but I fought my hardest, and we still put on a banger of a match, and I've been looking forward to this tag team match. So other than that, I think it'd be really cool to go against Jack Price and Aaron O'Ryan. Are they still teaming?
They are.
Yeah.
They do.
Jack Price and Aaron
That's
O'Ryan.
Interesting.
I want to say, is it, what's their, DTA, Death Threat Army?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And what's the, is it Hustle and Money? Or Rohit and Kram?
Hustle and Muscle.
Hustle and Muscle, yeah.
Hustle and Muscle, yeah. Rohit Raju and Karam.
What's his? Okay. Yeah, we had a bit of an interference with them at
FU Wrestling.
FU Wrestling in the JCW invasion.
Shout out Jeremiah.
Yeah, so it'd be dope to get our ones in on them. Rohit's actually really good. He's
taught us a thing too.
Yeah, really good guy.
We've done some seminars, at least a seminar with Rohit Raju before.
But we've had so many we've had so many locker room interactions with him, and
had a chance to pick his brain.
Yeah, and then working that 6-man, was it 6-man tag match or 8-man? It was an 8-man tag match, right?
What?
FU.
Oh, yeah. It was an 8-man tag match at FU. It was a fatal 4-way tag match, though. So it was us, Hustle and Muscle,
Grim
Reality, and I can't remember.
Alienated Youth.
There you go. And it was Alienated Youth was the other team.
It'd be pretty cool to run it back with them too, huh?
It would. I actually wouldn't mind working with them.
They had some nice moves.
If y'all see this, Alienated Youth.
Yeah, maybe we could get it in at IWR.
Yeah, we're hoping we're working for an opportunity at IWR currently. We've worked security for them a few times now. So
yeah, we just keep paying the dues,
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get booked there someday.
I've only been to a couple IWR shows, but they've got some great stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Shout out Rhino.
Yeah.
They put on banger shows.
Yeah, man. He's pulling out some big stars, so it's pretty understandable. The roster's already stacked like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty understandable. But yeah, those shows are great. Those shows for a Thursday night.
It's definitely different than the usual Detroit shows.
Yeah.
Who would you say are some of your guys' toughest opponents?
Toughest opponents.
It's really hard to say.
I mean, upper echelon has definitely been a headache. We've had so many run-ins with them.
I wouldn't necessarily call them tough, but
I mean, yeah,
a pain in the ass, yes.
Yeah, like we've had, and I'm talking old upper echelon and new. Shout out Dylan Knight. He's our mentor now. He went from being one of our enemies to one of our mentors now.
Yeah, an ally.
To an ally, yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we went from originally feuding with the older upper echelon, and then to where they had their turmoil and explosion to where now we got the new upper echelon. And now we're feuding. Well, we have been feuding with them, but we already took the belt, so I don't think there's much left to feud over now.
We bump heads a lot with the Saloon Slayers as well. I wouldn't say they're the toughest, but they definitely put up a good fight.
Saloon Slayers definitely, yeah, they've been tough. They've been tough to us, but we've had our back and forth.
Yeah. What are we? We got the advantage on them though.
Huh? I think we're 2-1 right now.
Yeah, and we got the belts from them.
That's right. Saloon Slayers, you see this? Y'all might want to run that back. Let us know.
You know who is the toughest though? We haven't got a single win over. We can't even get close to a win. Ooh. Obsidian.
Oh my God. I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
They cheat, and they don't even need to,
well, it's hard to beat a team that has like 9 members and they're like, you don't know which ones you're actually gonna have to deal with when it comes to a show. You go to a show and you're like, well, who's it going to be today? Is it going to be Ray Adams and Bishop and Big D? Or is it going to be 24K and Abdul?
Yeah. Chaos. Like.
Yeah, Chaos. She comes out of nowhere. She's a female, but don't underestimate her. She's in there fighting with the boys, too.
Yes.
Chaos is in there tussling with the boys, too.
I ain't going to lie. I've had her lay me out before. Not like that, but she's definitely put me down.
She's putting him down on the mat. That's for sure. Yeah, actually, Obsidian has probably been our toughest challenge yet. But you see who got the belts and who don't. So, either way, I know y'all are gonna see this. Ray Adams, Big D, Bishop, especially y'all.
Yeah,
we ready for y'all. Yeah. Just want to let you know we might be outnumbered. We don't care. We ready.
Don't forget, Donald Roger would be there too.
O's down.
Yeah.
MW's up.
That's for sure.
That's right.
Hell yeah. That's pretty much it so far. Otherwise,
we ready for anything.
Hell yeah.
Fair. Always gotta be ready.
That's right.
We can get in it right now.
But talking about like how Ramirez said Undertaker's one of his favorites. Undertaker's one of my favorites too, obviously, because of Undertaker and Jeff Hardy. But found this one time.
Oh yeah.
Cows.
Okay, I have actually seen that figure before. I haven't seen it in person, but I have seen that figure, and it's very interesting. I'm surprised that they made that one, to be honest.
It's about time they made that one, man. That's the man that made the man.
That's true.
For real.
That's true.
That's nice you still got it in the box. That's where it belongs.
Oh.
I keep all my figures in the box, too.
Yeah.
Well, I try to. I buy loose ones, too, sometimes if I come by a good deal. But
I told myself I'm not taking that one out of the box. I already have I collect Taker figures. I have another one still in the box. I have 3 out of the box. Oh wait, that's not even the right one.
You got a few Ultimate Editions?
Huh?
You got a few Ultimate Editions?
I have a Jeff Hardy Ultimate.
Okay, nice.
Oh, that's sick.
So this is the other Undertaker or whatnot.
Clean.
That is sick. With the title belt and everything. Is that the winged eagle?
Yep.
That is fucking sick. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Am I allowed to cuss on here?
You are?
Okay.
You want to be the first, so.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like our truth on that one.
Yeah, right. Oh, sorry.
I already said it, but sorry.
All right. Yeah, feel free to censor that out if you need to.
But I think we're live.
Oh, we are live.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here, I'm gonna grab this Jeff real quick.
Is there people watching? Is there viewers?
I think so.
Another one. The ultimate Jeff I was talking about. That I got.
Yeah, that's the one I thought you were talking about too, man.
That's sick, bro. That's actually sick. That's one of my favorite looks of Jeff Hardy, even though it's rare. Like he's only done it once or twice.
Oh, yeah, that's when he would come out with the black lights and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like 03. That's like 03 era Jeff Hardy.
Oh.
03.
This is one of my very first figures too.
Okay.
It's hard to recall what my first figure would be. Actually, the figure that got me back. I always loved action figures as a kid, but what got me into collecting them, like going to the store and like looking at them and stuff, was I came across this DC, I think DC Essentials, um, Batman from Batman v Superman, and it was the Batman in armor. But since then, I got back into figures, and I got tons of wrestling figures. I got the few Ultimate editions I got are Bray Wyatt, the Alexa Bliss, Undertaker, and Kane. I got a Triple H and a Batista.
This dude's probably damn near got every wrestler you can think of.
I don't have a John Cena Ultimate, surprisingly. I'm surprised by myself. I got the Edge Ultimate. When I say the Bray Wyatt, I mean I got the Fiend Ultimate.
Mhm.
That's the best one.
Yeah. And I'm probably missing a couple in there, but I think that's pretty much it. And then, of course, I got a few of the Elite figures. And I also have some AEW figures. Yep, I was about to nerd out on that too. But, still got the Cody Rhodes all Elite. I think it's like the
it comes in like the
edition.
special, like the special Cody
edition.
Rhodes box and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that.
Interchangeable legs and hands. And yeah.
They went all out on that.
They did.
Yeah, when you said Ultimate Edition Bray, I saw they're releasing a new Ultimate Edition Bray.
Of his SummerSlam or
Extreme,
Extreme Rules,
from his
yeah.
Extreme Rules attire when he had the black light paint on.
Yeah, man. That was awesome.
He went against LA Knight, right?
He did. Yeah. I took a screenshot of that moment, and I've been wanting to put on a t-shirt for the longest.
Okay.
That'd be nice to have in the collection.
Was it Extreme Rules or was it Royal Rumble?
No,
it was Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules because they had the Mountain Dew.
They had the Mountain Dew pitch black match. Yeah. I want to say it was like Extreme Rules 20.
That'd be 23.
Oh, 23?
Because he passed August 23. Or was it 22? It was one of the two.
I want to say it was 22. It might have been 23, though. Man, I don't know. Time's flying by so fast. Oh. I lose track of time, bro.
Maybe it was the one.
It was not. I know it was Extreme Rules.
There was only a few matches that night, though.
Does WWE still do Extreme Rules?
No, I think they didn't. I don't think they had Extreme Rules in 23. I think the last one was 22.
So you're on the computer right now, right?
On my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it says remote. Extreme Rules last event was 22.
Yeah, look up Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight.
I was thinking that
pay-per-view.
Yeah, it wasn't on Extreme Rules because
Royal Rumble. You were right. Because there was only a few matches that night, the men's and the women's.
Oh, that was it.
And then they did like another match after. They only did like 4 matches that night.
Why did I think that was at Extreme Rules?
I thought it was at SummerSlam.
That one's all over the place.
Rumble 23?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that was his last televised match.
Oh, I was Royal Rumble 22.
He didn't like the theme song. I was just thinking about the theme song by
the newer one?
Was that Code Orange?
Yeah.
The newer Bray Wyatt song?
I liked it.
I really don't like it. And then honestly, I'm sorry to say, and then Wyatt 6 keeps using it. It's just his original theme song was way better.
Can't beat the original.
You can't beat the original. Even The Fiend song was super hard. I love the Fiend song.
What was it? Was just a Firefly Funhouse song.
It was like remixed. It was like,
and then it just cut into some like sensory grunting and
it had cool like guitar though and shit.
Did it?
Like it was like metal. It was like metalized.
I've never like really heard an instrument in this.
In the Fiend song?
Yes, I've just heard like the.
No, there's definitely heavy guitar.
Okay.
You just must not have paid attention. No.
Man.
I feel like they play the Fiend song sometimes, like at PPW shows.
They do.
For like for the house music. For the house music.
They do. I must not recognize.
Yeah. Sometimes they play their house music.
For my birthday, I want to say 21. It was either 21 or 22. Where I got, well, this first one signed. Taker.
Oh wow, dude, that is fucking sick. Is that a picture of him from a game? Like from one of the
Yeah,
WWE
I believe it was
games?
like 09 or 10 or 10. SmackDown versus Raw game.
Bro, that's sick, and that's his actual signature?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bro, that's sick as hell. You got the promo pic, the SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 promo pic Undertaker autograph.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's that other one behind you?
Other one is Jeff Hardy with the
Wow.
US title.
Hey,
Yeah, I like that one.
that is super dope, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it came with certificate of authenticity.
Nice, man.
Oh wow.
Just like it came with the Undertaker one, but the Undertaker one is in the frame with it. So
Makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah, you don't want to take that apart.
is there any promotion that you haven't worked for that you want to possibly work for? I know you listed IWR.
I was about to say we listed IWR. At this point, we're I mean, at this point in the Michigan scene, there's a couple more promotions that we look forward to working to, like maybe like Shogun, Clash Wrestling has been on our agenda.
Yeah.
But other than that, really, in IWR, obviously, we're looking to branch out and just shoot out of the Michigan scene, and go further than that. We have our first Indiana booking for RCW coming up here in March. Right. We've worked in Ohio a couple times. We've worked in Chicago once for a promotion called All Star Lucha Libre. But yeah, other than that, we're just trying to shoot out to the other outer states indie scenes and see what those companies have to offer. But realistically, though, one day I'd like to shoot for that NWA tryout. NWA, maybe even MLW.
Yeah.
Looking for the big leagues.
Talking about NWA Exodus, I just recently interviewed EC3.
That's awesome, man. Okay.
How was that, man?
Good.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah. I'll send it over to you.
I was gonna say I'll have to check that out. Actually, one of our classmates at PPW, Tank. I don't know if you know him or not or have heard of him, but he actually went to NWA for a tryout and he had a match against EC3.
Yeah, actually won match of the year at NWA
for their school.
For their school.
For their school, yeah.
How did you guys come up with the team name Midwest Misfits?
Honestly, it was more so something I thought of. So this might sound goofy, but everybody starts somewhere. Back in my backyard days, as you'd say it, because I used to backyard wrestle. I know a lot of
That's the first one I've heard of.
I know a lot of wrestlers started that way. But yeah, a friend that I had back then when I was backyard wrestling, we had a tag team and we were called the Midwest Rejects, and I always thought that that was really cool, but I didn't want when I came to PPW and I had a tag team now, I obviously didn't want to just take the exact same thing, I didn't want to just take
Mhm.
Midwest rejects. So I guess I just took that and put a little twist on it, but I guess Misfit sounds way better anyways now. So it's a lot catchier.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you recommended Misfits or we just kind of found an alternative
An
to
alternative
reject.
word. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's kind of how it came about.
yeah, and it just
It fits in.
yeah.
Are those like figures or what's that behind you?
Oh, behind me? Yeah, okay, I can show you
Yeah.
something. All right. So right here. Oh shit. All right. So right here I have this Vampiro Lucha Legends figure. I actually should have mentioned Vampiro earlier. He's actually one of my favorite wrestlers of all time as well. I get a lot of my inspiration from Vampiro. It's probably easy to tell. Um, and here, this is my holy grail. This is my autographed Rob Van Dam Elite. I met I met Rob Van Dam. We both did. Met Rob Van Dam at Battle in the Creek 3, which is a pure pro wrestling event, and I got him to sign this there. So it's cool. And then also I got some Lucy's here. Uh, that I picked up from like somebody's merch table at a show or something, an indie show. But it's just like some kind of old Jack Pacific Matt Hardy because I needed a mat to go with Jeff, and then I got this. This is actually a really cool figure. This is yeah, I don't know where my other one is. It's over there somewhere. But this one, I can't remember the series of what it was called, but I know it's Jack Pacific, and it's one of Jack Pacific's best series. A lot of people really liked them, but it's got like the finger articulations and everything. But yeah, it's a really cool old Jeff. Here's my dog. Come on, move, go. But yeah, it's a really cool old Jeff. It needs a little cleaned up a little bit. I haven't done anything with it since I bought it, but yeah. That's pretty much my figure collection. I have another Jeff laying around somewhere.
You have a Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, I have a Jeff and a Bray Wyatt. So I don't know where they are. I'm knocking shit over
He's
there.
about to make a mess now.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I just got a couple more Lucy's really.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Jack's specific lines, but Ghost, quit. When I was younger, uh, my favorite line by them was the microaggressions. And they were like little tiny wrestlers. They were like little 2-inch wrestling action figures. And they probably had like 5 or 6 points of articulation. So you couldn't do too much with them. But I don't know why. I just thought they were so cool.
Mhm.
And I had probably like 60 of them. I probably had like 60 some wrestlers and like 3 different rings and all the weapons and everything. And I beat myself up to this day because I wish I still had that shit, man. But
Oh, probably would
I
have.
always told myself one day I'm definitely gonna restock my collection back up one day.
Yeah. Me and my dad went to SummerSlam when it was up in Detroit in 23.
We also went to that.
And as we got like seats close to like the entrance ramp. So I was able to get like high fives from the different wrestlers and stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
wow, that's sweet, man.
But coming out of they had like their C4 stuff or whatnot, like the Ruthless. We got these coming out.
Oh, okay, yeah. The
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. You got to. It only goes for 40 minutes before you have to. And the upgrade gets you longer.
okay.
But talking about the C4 stuff, when me and my dad were, because I told you me and my dad went to the TNA show. But when we were come in, or we stopped by a gas station, and I found another one that they didn't have at the show, or I ran out of.
Oh wow.
Nectarine Guava Knockout.
Okay.
Okay.
Are those like special edition flavors as well?
It has WB. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, it's got WWE logo.
It
Yeah.
has WB branding on
It's
it.
pretty cool though. It's like before they had Prime. Can I say that?
I don't know. I don't see why not.
Are they gonna charge me for it?
Mhm.
Get an email saying that you can't product place. I'm just okay. I'm just
Oh man. Who are some wrestlers that you guys pulled inspiration from?
For me, it's a lot of Jeff Hardy, obviously.
Oh.
Rey Mysterio, Vampiro. I like Raven a lot. A lot of old school Raven, like ECW days.
Mhm.
I guess I pull a lot of inspiration from when I'm more of a heel, I guess like Randy Orton, silent, gazing at the audience, kind of like how Roman Reigns does it too,
Mhm.
walking around, gazing at the audience, kind of just soaking it in, soaking all the energy in, the beat down and all that, and then coming out as interactive with the fans and stuff like that. I get a lot of charisma from like Scott Hall, and then wrestling wise, like kind of all over the place. I guess I don't know if I have a true inspiration as to my style of wrestling,
Mhm.
but as far as like character and charisma, I like Scott Hall and um
This dude's basically a young Razor Ramon. Put his hair in a ponytail and give him a toothpick with the gold chain on.
Oh,
This young Razor Ramon right here.
probably some of early Edge too when he like made his debut into WWE or think WCW. Um, WCW. Can't remember. I know he had
Edge, I don't think was in WCW. Or if he was, he definitely wasn't Edge yet.
I just remember I watched the earlier match of his and the way he was firing up and such like that kind of took
mhm.
inspiration from and yeah. Otherwise I think I'm just who
Oh,
I am.
yeah, that's fair. Have you guys set yourself any goals within the world of wrestling you hope to achieve? Whether that's a match you want to take place.
Uh well not to speak for for him, but
Mm,
I think we both can agree that the the goal is just to keep doing what we're doing now and expanding ourselves, projecting ourselves, getting our name out there, getting matches, getting booked, and keep climbing that ladder until we get somewhere else, somewhere that's beyond this indie circuit, like
That's real.
like NWA
Or MLW.
or MLW or GCW,
ROH.
yes, those bigger promotions.
Even OVW. I'd be
Yes.
happy to work on OVW.
Yeah.
We've actually been grateful enough or lucky enough actually to get a seminar with Al Snow from OVW. So it'd be really cool to work there one day.
mhm.
Yeah. There's another promotion, but I can't think of it. It's not AAA. That was the
AAA would be cool though.
what is that?
That's Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
Mexico. Yeah. AAA would be really cool. We'd definitely love to go to Mexico and wrestle sometime, even Japan. We're just trying to go as far as our career takes us.
Yeah,
Honestly.
even Japan would be nice, man. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're just, I mean, it's all it's all wrestling, whether if it's indie or professional, So we're just trying to get into the bigger doors, trying to get to the next step in your wrestling
Mhm.
career.
So, do you have any? I don't remember if I asked you this. We've been sitting here for quite a bit, but any moments that you are proud of besides winning these tag titles?
Besides winning these tag titles, we've actually done quite a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We were.
I think the first exciting thing for us was beating the upper echelon
That
in
was actually
Ferndale.
that was actually a really high point of our career at the time. Yeah, it was the older upper echelon.
Dylan Knight.
It was Dylan Knight and JP Ono. Uh, Shout out both of those guys, by the way. Both great wrestlers, great competitors. Showed us a lot. So yeah, when we first beat them and overcame them in Ferndale at PPW's Lucha Festival they do there, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the crowd was hot. It was a big uproar. I believe it was our first time using our double team finish where I swanton off your shoulders. Other than that, we've got to work for JCW a few times, I'm sure, as everyone knows. Um, that was really awesome. We're grateful for those opportunities. We got to actually wrestle at the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is a really big thing for me. Personally, growing up, I was a juggalo pretty much half my life. When I was a teenager, I was introduced to that stuff from friends at school, and it just stuck with me ever since, pretty much. And obviously, being a wrestling fan at the same time, seeing that, oh, the ICP's got a wrestling company too, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. I've always wanted to wrestle for them. And now just it feels a little unreal being able to say, like, not only have I wrestled for JCW, but I've wrestled at the Gathering with the Juggalos and everything. It was cool, man. Definitely looking forward to possibly going back if we ever get the opportunity again. So
I see that, or the blanket you got with IC, like the ICP on it. I think about what I was saying.
Behind us right here.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's actually a flag. That's a banner that I received from working at JCW.
Kerry Morton.
Kerry Morton actually gave us these. Yeah, he came out with a box of these flags one day and was like, "Hey boys, why don't you go see if you can hustle these out for us?" And we were like, "Yeah, no problem." We went. I think we sold all of them, didn't we?
We sold quite a bit.
We sold quite a bit, if almost all of them, if not all of them.
Yeah.
At the end of it all, I just asked him if it was cool. I was like, "Hey man, you think we can get one of these flags?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure. Hook this up."
Yeah.
Shout out Kerry Morton.
Yeah, we can honestly thank that guy for
giving us those
opportunities.
opportunities.
Those opportunities, man. He was very welcoming, very cool, and hope to carry out that kind of relationship with him as time goes on.
Yeah,
even in those small increments,
But yeah, no, yeah, it's been cool working for JCW for the times that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even got to share a couple moments with the Brothers of Fun Instruction.
Yep, we've had a couple interactions with them now.
Oh yeah.
Both cool guys. Really big fan of their work. Shout out Brothers of Fun Instruction. I don't know if y'all see this, but
They might see it. Word might get around.
you never know, man. I'll definitely share it on my page. I think one of them follows me. At least one of them follows me.
Are there any legends that you have had the honor to work with?
Rhino.
Yeah, so we have been fortunate enough to be able to 6-man tag with Rhino now once, and that was awesome. As far as I know, that was really our only run-in with a legend, I guess, for say in ring, right?
Yeah, I think we've had a few. We did Battle Royal or Royal Rumble match. Jack Price was involved with that, but I don't even think I touched Jack Price during that match. There was so much going on.
I actually did get to work with Jack Price in that battle. Yeah, we had a little strike back and forth battle and trying to throw each other out. So that was actually cool. Yeah, shout out Jack Price if you see this too. We've actually been fortunate enough to get to do a seminar with him at least once or twice. I know he's done a couple PPW seminars, but I've at least been to one of them.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah.
Other than that, no, we're still working towards working with more legends, but it's on the way. Oh, okay. Actually, how did I forget about that? Okay, so yeah, when we wrestled at the gathering of the Juggalos, actually, we did get to wrestle Colt Cabana and his tag team partner. Forgive me for not being able to remember his last name, but the dude's first name is Ryan, and he plays Deputy Dickhead for Colt Cabana, and they're the police at JCW.
Yes. We actually went up in that match.
We did. We actually went up in that match. It was awesome.
Yes.
I actually got to meet my favorite rapper there, Ouija Mac. I'm wearing a shirt right now, funny enough. When I met him, I told him that we were wrestlers and stuff, and I thought it'd be really cool if we came out to one of his songs. And I asked him if we could use one of his songs for entrance, and he said, yeah, he thought that'd be really dope. And he was cool with that. And they actually let us come out to his song and everything there.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty special night.
It was, man. It'd be definitely awesome if we get to go back sometime.
Do you think working with legends such as Rhino, Colt, and it wasn't like huge, but Jack Price has helped your guys' career and trajectory at all?
Oh, 100%. Like just teaming with Rhino that night, I would say put us in it put us in the main event spot, for sure. For PPW, like everybody's seen that, all the fans there, like, oh, these guys are teaming with Rhino. They got to be something, right? So like that definitely put a bigger image on us. And then working with Colt Cabana, like that's something I'm sure a lot of guys dream of. I'm sure a lot of guys would love to work with Colt Cabana, and he's such a high-powered mind in this business. Like he's so smart. Anything IQ wise when it comes to wrestling, Colt Cabana's got an idea for it.
Yeah.
So
I think he's the one that put that.
He pulled our match together, right? He called our match.
It was an excellent match too, man. Like everything.
It was
executed.
Everything went down.
He bit the hell out of me with the flashlight. I remember that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. When you get to work with such stars, and like even with us, like we were talking about Raheem Raju before, just working with guys like that.
Yeah, he gave us some good feedback on that match too from FU.
It definitely puts us in a better position than we were before. It puts us up. We got more experience now, and we're just always open to learning more.
Yeah, that's what I think is most important about wrestling with those guys is getting the feedback, whether they give it to you hard or they give it to you easy. It's a good feeling. It definitely gives you a confidence boost when they tell you, oh, the match was good, that they had fun. There was a couple little things that could have been better, but ultimately
nothing was wrong. Yeah, that's always the best thing to hear. The best thing to hear is like, oh, there was nothing wrong with that match, but I mean, if you wanted to here, you could have changed something.
Just making it perfect, or tweaking the imperfections. Yeah,
that's actually always nice hearing that for a match.
It lets you know, it's a reassuring factor that what you're doing works.
But you can always do better.
You can always do better, but also like you don't need to be doing the most either.
Of course not.
To try.
It's the most important thing is that you're not doing too much.
Right.
For sure. And a lot of guys actually nowadays, you know, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of guys nowadays, especially in the indie circuit scene, they need to learn that. They need to learn that like the most important thing in a match is not doing too much.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, if you can work a match without taking a bump or
and still get over,
yeah,
why not?
yeah.
Right? Like our shout out coach, you know, shout out Joe Bird PBW. He's done a very well job of teaching us that. You know, he's taught us that like, you know, if you can go out there and get over by doing 2 or 3 moves and a couple of taunts to the crowd and they love it and you can go home, why not?
Right.
Why would you need to go out there and do a spot fest and do 50 or 60 moves, you know, like and break your back?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's most important about
What it's all about is just working the fans.
Yeah,
man.
these matches.
Making sure they're happy.
For
if
real.
the fans are happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Getting close because I've gotten pretty close to some like vets and stuff in the business, and they've said stuff about working the crowd and not doing too much in a match.
For sure, man. For sure. That's a big thing I've learned. Because it's like if the crowd is gonna be happy seeing you do 5 or 10 moves, then why do 20? You know, like you might at that point you might overdo it and they're gonna get bored. Then at that point they're gonna get bored when it comes time for the next match. You know, you don't wanna that's another big thing, you know, you don't want to overkill it for the next match. You know, there's still wrestling that has to go on for the night. I mean, obviously, unless you're main event or something, but you know.
Have you guys dealt with any setbacks in your career, such as like injuries and whatnot?
Fortunately enough, no, not yet. Well, I don't want to say yet because I don't want to jinx anything on ourselves, but it it's prone to happen in what we do. But no, honestly, we haven't really had any setbacks like that, which is a big blessing for us right now, you know, because that's what's allowing us to keep doing what we're doing and moving forward at the pace that we're going. So, hopefully, as long as the train stays on the tracks and things keep working out how they're supposed to work out, we ain't gonna have any setbacks, and we're just gonna shoot for the stars, man. That's the plan.
Yeah, and we play it safe. You know, we in our matches we try to do things that we know aren't gonna get us injured.
Exactly. You know, like we're never trying to overplay our cards or outstep our boundaries. You know, like if we're going against somebody that, let's say, we're not fully comfortable with, exactly, that's a good word for it. So yeah, if we're working somebody that we're not fully comfortable with and we're not too sure of what they're capable of exactly, you know, we'll tell them like, hey man, let's just make this a simple match. We don't want to do too much just to make sure we're safe throughout the match, you know. So
Yeah. I forget who, but someone I interviewed before was talking about not pulling out risky moves if they weren't comfortable with their opponent or know what they wrestle like or what they're used to.
yeah, like one of the first questions I always ask a new opponent that I'm freshly working with, one of the first questions I always ask is, how long have you been wrestling and who did you train with? Because that's important to me. You know, like if they tell me they've been wrestling for 6 months, I'll be like, okay, we're probably not going to do too much in this match. If they tell me they've been working for 6 years, I'll be like, all right, cool. What do you want to do? You know, so
Yeah, it's all a lot more comforting when you got a guy come up to you and he's telling you, I've been wrestling for 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, you know, like
right, because at that point, when you're working with somebody that's been wrestling for that long, you're like, this guy's going to take care of me.
Pretty much.
You're not going to get hurt in that match.
Yeah, and then you know it's wild. We haven't been doing this for long, but then again, it does feel like it. But like Chris said, we come across some guys that have only been training for 6 months or a few months, and they're out here doing these shows, and we're kind of mentoring them in a way, instructing them on how this match should go, and what moves should be used and how they should work the crowd and whatnot. There's like many levels to this thing, and
For sure.
just as long as you're sticking to it and you're continuing to train, you're gonna get better, and you paying attention as well. I know a lot of these guys, they don't watch their matches back, and they should,
Mm-hmm.
Watch and
See what
really,
their mistakes are.
really focus in on the kinks and moments where they could have done this and
Improved it.
Improved it, yeah.
For sure.
I see that you have that TNA Bound for Glory towel or whatnot.
Yes, sir. I actually picked up a couple of these because I noticed that when we were on our way out, there was a couple people or fans that just literally left theirs there. Like they were just gonna leave them in here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that'd be cool to grab a couple extras. We also got the chairs too.
Yep, I took a home chair.
I'll try and show you one of the chairs.
You're lucky. Oh,
Yep.
Yes, sir. And then this is the top side of it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. I don't sit in it or anything. I just leave it sitting up against my wall.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate to get those chairs too.
Because we were sitting in the second row.
Yeah, we were
and those chairs were for people in the first row, technically.
Yep.
And there was an empty chair in front of me that he had grabbed for me. And then we seen another one.
Well, we couldn't have walked out that stadium with those chairs if we didn't have those wristbands.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole
That's a good
entire
point.
night, the whole entire night, we were hustling the security guards for wristbands. And eventually they were just like, all right, fuck it,
Yeah.
Gave us wristbands.
Yep. One of them gave us the wristbands for it, yeah.
And so that's how we actually were able to walk out with the chairs.
Yeah, a couple people, they tried grabbing the chairs and they would get stopped by the security, and they would be like, you need to take, if you want to take these, you need a wristband. And yeah. And that's how we got towards the stage too and took the picture at the stage.
It's awesome though, man, because like literally, like I was telling him earlier, like being a wrestling fan my entire life, like I've always wanted to get one of those chairs, like a cool chair like that from an event, like a WWE chair type thing or something. So like now it's like in my 28 years of living on, as old as I am now, I finally got one. So.
Mm-hmm. Not counting independent shows, I've only been to 2 like professional wrestling shows. One being that TNA Bound for Glory, and then the other one being SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I also got some of those towels.
Okay.
Like you said, there were people just not taking them. And it's like a nice little souvenir or whatnot just to have.
Yeah, those are cool, man. I really like them. I got a bag. We got like swag bags or whatever for the VIP experience as well. They gave us these drawstring bags. They gave us these cool drawstring bags. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And it came with a cup and it came with a keychain. Well, I got the keychain on my keys. It came with the TNA keychain. It says TNA on it. I don't know if you can read that. But and we got these cool little cups with it too, with a lid, and it said TNA on the cup. Yeah.
I've been to a few Monday Night Raw or a few WWE shows in recent years. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. To point out one Monday Night Raw show, they did 2 dark matches or like off camera matches.
Yeah, those are dark matches.
So they weren't even. It was after the show.
Mm-hmm.
They did. I think Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio had a fight, and then Austin Theory and Seth Rollins had a street fight, after they
That
aired,
sounds cool.
which I thought was really cool.
That sounds cool.
And then I went to a SmackDown taping one time. That was actually a double taping, and I had no idea.
So you got to see 2 episodes of SmackDown.
Yes,
that's awesome.
it was pretty cool, and that was when
was that like 4 hours long?
It was 4 hours long. We actually showed up late, thinking that
missed a lot of shit.
Yeah. But I guess we weren't too late because we were there for a long time, and that was when Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre were feuding.
Okay.
So it
was probably strange seeing them twice in one night.
It was, yeah. So they were like watching the Megatron. They're advertising things that are supposed to happen next week, and then it happens there. Right there that night, and it was pretty cool because the next week was going to be some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
The War Raiders at the time, or the Viking Raiders at the time,
which is the War Raiders now.
Yeah, and the New Day had the Viking match, or the Viking rules match.
Okay.
Whatever. That was pretty cool.
I don't think I've seen that one. I was fortunate enough to, when I was growing up, to go to a couple WWE house shows. Actually, I went to a couple WWE house shows at the Breslin Center here I'm in Lansing, but in East Lansing, it's right next to us. In East Lansing, where Michigan State is and everything, they got the Breslin Center, and WWE's came there for a few house shows when I was growing up, and I think I went to 2 Raws and a SmackDown, but it was so awesome because I got to see the likes of like DX. I got to see DX live there a couple times, and John Cena, and I got to see Rey Mysterio and Edge there for the SmackDown taping. I remember a distinct memory I had from one of those nights. I remember seeing Kane. It was Kane versus Chavo Guerrero, and they had like a street fight type match, or a no holds barred. And Kane, they had like a microphone with a cord on it. Like, I don't know, it was, I don't want to say it, but it was so ghetto for a WWE show. It's WWE, and they have a microphone with the cord on it. And
kind of reminds me of Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Mr. Kennedy, yes, dude. I'm actually a big Mr. Kennedy fan, man. Mr. Kennedy's awesome. I'd love to get the opportunity maybe to work with him one day, or even get to learn something from him. Seminar, something, get to meet him. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had that microphone, and Kane was choking out Chavo Guerrero with it. It was wild. And you could just hear Chavo Guerrero like selling, because Kane's got the microphone wrapped up right around
right next to his mouth.
Yes, dude. It was hilarious. It was awesome for me at the time of the kids. I was a big Kane fan too. Who wasn't? I mean, Kane was awesome.
Kane was awesome.
Still,
he so underrated and underutilized.
You know what I was recently thinking about? Like, did Kane ever even officially retire though? I don't think he did.
I don't think so either.
Is he technically, like, obviously not an active wrestler, but like,
yeah, he's never retired. I believe one of the last matches was Crown Jewel against DX.
Oh yeah,
I heard that match was not good.
That match was terrible.
That was the match where HBK told Triple H during the match that they're too old for this.
Undertaker specifically said if he were to ever come out of retirement for anything, that would probably be the only match, just to run that back one more time to see if they can make it any worse than they did the first time.
Kane just had a giant mass malfunction.
He said, he was like, you would think with the amount of experience and time and everything the guys had in that match, like, we'd be able to put together something decently nice. But he said that match went terribly wrong in every way that it could.
Yeah, Kane's match just wouldn't stop falling off.
Man. Yeah, he couldn't keep his mask on.
Why wouldn't he just take it off, Like, everybody's seen him without it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then I think it was like sometime, not after that, and then I don't think he wrestled for a bit after that and then came back in the 21 Rumble.
Okay. See, I didn't even know about that. What if he came back in the Royal Rumble this year? That would go crazy. That would go too crazy. Mm-hmm. I think he's like the mayor of Knoxville right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, so he might not come back to wrestling anytime
Yeah,
soon.
that was his last that I know of. Last time he stepped in the ring. And then he made sporadic appearances on like SmackDown when they had it in Knoxville.
Oh, you know who I seen's about to return to Raw next week? JBL.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
we actually met JBL.
Yeah, we did.
We met JBL
At JCW
at
taping.
JCW in Detroit. Yep. He pulled up. We were just outside hanging out like we normally do outside of a show, and he
Mhm.
just pulled up in his car, got out, and we marked out. Like we both looked at her like, "Crap, it's JBL." And he was super humble though. He's super humble, super cool. He walked right up to us to make sure to introduce himself and shook our hands just like you would at any other wrestling show.
Mhm.
And it was cool. So yeah, but I've seen that he's no longer in the indie scene. He is going back to WWE next week.
Different.
Mhm. I know he had some stuff with TNA and Nick.
Yep. He actually came. Was it Bound for Glory? He
Yeah,
came up. Yeah, he actually came up with Bound
clotheslined.
for
I
Glory.
believe it was Joe Hendry or it was
Yeah. He clotheslined Joe Hendry and was
right.
it Nick Nemeth? He clotheslined two people there, right?
I believe so. I know
I
it was
think
Joe Hendry for sure.
he
I thought it
clotheslined
might
Joe
have been
Hendry. He
Nick's brother.
clotheslined whoever was interfering with the match to begin with. I think it was one of them dudes from
From the system.
the system. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Either way, that match went crazy.
Mhm.
Like,
The crowd was really getting behind Joe Hendry.
they really are, bro. Like when the whole crowd sings a song.
Yeah, I would not that night. I wouldn't have been surprised if Joe Hendry
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hendry.
or Joe Hendry, my bad, won against
You said Joe Hendry.
Nick Nemeth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he won either, though. That actually would have been cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Has he won the world? Has Joe Hendry won the world championship yet?
I think so. 19.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I'd actually really like to see him work more on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So
people are chanting or not chanting, but want him to hopefully make a surprise appearance at the Rumble.
Yeah, I was hoping.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I was hoping they'd do a little bit more of a NXT TNA collab.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if that's so, if WWE and TNA, they do their little collabs here and there. What if they book Nick Nemeth for one of their collabs?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
How awkward would that be?
That's exactly what I was thinking. like it would be like him coming back to WWE or like the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
The Hardy Boys, they've already been saying that they want to go on NXT to win the NXT Tag Championship.
Triple crown, not triple crown, but triple crown with tag titles.
Yeah. So I think that'd be really cool. Actually, one of my favorite memories from wrestling or moments from wrestling of all time would be WrestleMania 33 when they had the tag team ladder match. Yeah. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not capping. That when I knew, like no bullshit, I in my head predicted that the Hardy Boys were gonna come out that night for that match, even though it wasn't talked about or advertised or anything at all at any time before that event. But when that night came, when it happened, the New Day came out. Okay, the New Day came out because they were hosts. They were WrestleMania hosts that night, and they're like, yeah. So this is supposed to be a triple threat tag team ladder match. But we just got word of confirmation that one more team has just been added. And I was sitting next to Alex right at the time. I was telling him, I was like, watch. I was like, it's Hardy Boys. Watch. Sure enough, the Hardy Boys came out. I lost my shit, bro. I went crazy. Jeff Hardy ended up hitting that big swanton off the ladder, through the ladder. And then they won the belts. And then they won the belts that night. So I was super happy that day. Yeah.
And the other person that Joe Hendry JBL clothesline was Frankie Kazarian, who was the referee.
Oh, it was. Okay,
yes.
Yep. Okay.
And he won that Battle Royal or whatnot.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. That was a fun night, bro. Honestly, so I don't know if you can agree or not, because even you said you went to both events. We also went to both events.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say that like I had a better time and a better experience at Bound for Glory than I did at SummerSlam.
without a doubt.
Okay, so I'm not dumb then. I'm not the only one. But like SummerSlam, I'm sorry to say it, like it was a fun time. Like, don't get me wrong, because it was a live show regardless, you know, it was still dope. But like
Yeah.
I feel like that SummerSlam show that they gave us that year was like I'm sorry to say it, honestly, in my opinion, it's gotta be one of the worst SummerSlams of all time. It's gotta be.
Mm.
Like the best moment of the night was EO Sky cashing in. And
Mm-hmm.
like, don't get me wrong, I love EO Sky. I'm a big EO
Yeah.
Sky fan, but it's like, come on now, like that's the
Mm-hmm.
best moment.
Yeah. And Jay versus Roman, that travel combat match or whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, that match was cool, but
They
they drug it out though. They
they
definitely
promoted
drug it
it
out.
online as like no DQ, no interferences from
Yeah.
anybody, stuff like that. And then what do you know? Soul Sikoa comes out, and then
Interfered.
Jimmy Uso returned.
And
Yeah,
interfered. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty
yeah,
much what
that
they
night
just
was definitely
advertised.
Yeah.
all over the
I
place.
think the another big moment in that night was that match even aired at the on the pay per view. What is
It was.
that's the Royal Rumble match they had there, or the Battle Royal match they had where LA Knight
Oh,
won.
Oh yeah, yeah,
mhm.
Ellie, that was hype. That was actually I
Oh
remember I
yeah.
was happy about
I
that.
was happy
That
about
was
that
hype.
too.
Um,
It came down to Sheamus, I think.
it was
Sheamus
Sheamus
and
and
LA
LA Knight.
Knight.
It was
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Um, remember when they did the females match when they did Ronda Rousey and
Oh,
Uh,
and Shayna Baszler.
and
Oh,
everyone booed them out of
I
the
felt
building.
so
oh,
bad. I
Yo,
felt
yeah.
so bad.
they got booed out of the building, dog. You know, thinking back to it, that's probably really why Ronda Rousey said the shit about WWE that she did. Like, I mean, you can't blame her. Like, thinking about it now, like I used to think she was kind of shitty for saying that shit. Like, 'cause she nowadays she shits on WWE hardcore. Like, she's like, I'll never go back and do that predetermined fake BS again. Blah blah blah. And like when I heard her say that before, I'm like, well, damn, that's pretty shitty of her, you know. But like thinking back to it now, though, like after they booed her out of the building like they did at SummerSlam, that's probably why. That's probably why she
Oh yeah.
feels that way. She's probably like, fuck y'all. That was hilarious. I'm sorry to say it. That match, it was so bad. And it sucks because I wanted to like it. I wanted to get into that match. Like I thought it was a good idea to me. I've always been a Ronda Rousey fan. Like I liked her UFC
And
stuff.
they're doing Bloodsport now. Or is that what it's called?
Bloodsport?
Yeah. I
Isn't
think
that AEW?
no, I think it's GCW.
JCW? Oh,
GCW.
GC. Yes. Okay. Bloodsport is
Where they
GCW.
do no ropes around the ring and it's literally like
Yeah, GCW actually started from backyard wrestling too, though. Like I don't, not a lot of people know, but GCW actually did start as a backyard promotion. So every now and then they go back to their roots and they do like that type of
well, I
thing.
think I think it's called Bloodsport. That's a new thing though now. Like or at least they're allowing WWE stars to be featured on it. That's where
Oh yeah,
Shayna
that's cool. Yeah,
Baszler.
yeah. They had Shayna Baszler.
And it was kind of the same thing that her and Ronda Rousey did that night, you know. So
I didn't watch that.
I would like to West Side Guns got this promotion going on called Fourth Rope.
Okay, I
And
see
he's
that.
getting a lot of guys booked on. Joe Hendry is
Yeah, the Hardy Boys on there.
yep, they're their fourth rope tag team champions.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry's got a match on there. Zilla Fatu is the fourth rope champion. He won it against Moose.
Oh, yep. Zilla 2 is on there too.
I think they booked Namath as well, and they booked a few other indies, not indie stars, but other well known.
All right. So that 40 minutes went up again.
Yeah.
But
How I told you that Bound for Glory was the week or 2 days before my surgery or whatnot. So we got to meet the Hardys, and then I didn't say Siri, but I got a signed picture from both Matt and Jeff.
Nice.
oh, that's badass, man. Hell yeah.
I was told or that every picture that Jeff signs, he does a unique autograph each time.
Really?
Okay,
I didn't know that. No.
I didn't know that either, but I would like to get a Jeff Hardy autograph really bad. No, what I really want to get a piece of Jeff Hardy's art because he makes artwork and shit.
Oh, I remember at Bound for Glory, since we're on the topic of Jeff Hardy and whatnot, seeing all of the
All the
stuff,
weapons,
all the weapons, tables,
everything was designed by Jeff Hardy.
painted. I knew it was painted by Jeff.
It was awesome, dude. It
Oh
was.
yeah,
They were selling.
canvas too, or mat.
Yeah. They were selling the chairs the next night that he had painted up for the match.
Mm-hmm.
They had a few steel chairs that were left over.
I wish I could have got one.
Talking about the next night, when I was in the hospital or whatnot, I had someone that was at Bound for Glory and then also went to the second night.
Yeah, he went to the second night. I actually didn't get a chance to.
Yeah. And they told me that Chris Bay got injured.
Yes, he did.
Match with the Hardys.
Yeah. And thankfully enough, Edge came in and he donated and successfully made that goal reach 100%.
He actually gave him way more than the goal, I think. But yeah. So, do you have any more questions for us for the night?
No, it's gonna do it. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Okay. Well, thanks, man. We appreciate you having us on the show. Just feel free to reach out to us anytime in the future. We'll be happy to come back on the show again sometime if you want.
Yeah.
Where can they catch you guys at next? Like shows?
Okay, our next events coming up will actually be this Saturday. This Saturday, we will be in Lansing, our hometown, at the Royal Scott Bowling Alley with Independence Pro Wrestling. Bell time 6 p.m. That will be this Saturday, January 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next night, we will be with Independence Pro Wrestling again for a Rumble show that they're having in Ann Arbor. Bell time also 6 p.m. Our next event after that will be Chaos Wrestling January 26th in Lakeport. We will be defending these tag team championships. So,
thank you guys again.
Thank you, man. You have a good night. We'll see you next time, bro.
Hell yeah. Pleasure talking with you, man.
So,
take it easy.
Peace.